In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up your Notion homepage. So here I am just in a blank page inside of another page that I've created to use when showing these tutorials. And so at the top you can see we're under the Productivity Co. is a page and then / new page. And so we just have this blank new page. However, there is a place called Home inside of Notion, and you can access it on the sidebar on the left-hand side. So if we click on Home, it's going to take us to this page, and this is our home page. I'm going to go ahead and collapse the home page by hitting these arrows at the top, and you can see our home page. So we have our recently visited pages, so we can see that new page and then the Productivity Co. page. And then you can see some learning sections, so we can actually click on these and it will take us to pages from Notion that we can learn about how to use some different things. I highly recommend you watch some of these because this is some great training material. We have upcoming events. So once you connect your Google Calendar to Notion, you can actually see events populating here as if it were a calendar view. And then at the bottom, you can see we have feature templates. And so this is a great place where you can have this open up inside of Notion whenever you start the application, and it would have some of your most used items that you like here. Now we can customize this. If we click on the menu option in the right-hand corner, you can see that we have change default start page and show and hide widgets. So let's go ahead and click on show and hide widgets, and you're going to see all of the different widgets that you can have inside of your home page. So at the top we have our greeting, but if we click on that arrow, it will remove that greeting if we don't want to see that. Same thing with upcoming events, we can remove that, and we can get rid of the learn and featured template section. Now you can see that the recently visited is going to stay there no matter what. That's always going to be a part of this. And we have two more that we can add in. So we can add in my tasks. So we'll click on that. And we can add in database views. And we'll click that in. And what that does, if I click out of here and I scroll down, it's going to give us two more sections. So one of those is called my tasks. And what you can do is whenever you have a database that is anything that has to do with task setting or project management or anything like that, you can set that database to be your database for your tasks so that whenever you assign yourself to one of those tasks, it will populate inside of this area right here. And though we don't have that set up, you can see what it would look like where we would have these check boxes where we could check these off when they're done. And you can see some other information such as the work or personal life that they have it categorized under and the date also. Below that, we also have a database view, and you can pin a database to this home. So maybe there is a database that you use quite often. Maybe it's your habit tracker, or it is something to do with your tasks or management, or maybe it's something completely different. You can actually pin that database to this home page so that you can easily access and view that. So this gives you a nice, easy way to look at some of your most commonly used things throughout the day. So you'd probably have your most recently visited pages, some learning information. You could see your calendar events. You can see your tasks for the day. You can see a database of maybe your budget or something that you want to see every day. And then you can see some other templates at the bottom that you might want to click on and browse. And again, you can turn off anything. So let's say we don't want to see some of these things. Maybe we don't care about the featured templates or the learning section, and we just want the things that we're working on, and we can get rid of the greeting too. Well, now we can just see the main things that we want on this home page. The other thing that we can do is we can click up here and we can change the default start page. So whenever you open Notion, it's going to automatically default to opening up the last visited page that you were on. So if I were to close this out and come back in, it would come back to this home page, or it would default to the new page that I was on because that was my last visited page. However, we can set this to be the home page. So if we wanted this page to open up every time that we open Notion, we could just click on that. And now if I exit and come back in, this will be the first thing that I always see. We can change that by going back up to the menu, and we can change it to home. We can change it to the last visited page. We can change it to the top page in the sidebar, or we can change it to going directly into Notion AI if that is a type of workflow that we use often. So the top page in the sidebar, if I click on that, what that means is if I go over here and I open the sidebar back up, it's going to be the top level page. And I always create a dashboard page as my top level page so that if I want to open up Notion that way, I can. And we're going to click on add a new page, and we're just going to call this example page. And now what is happening is the example page is the top page inside of the stack. And so if I were to leave and come back and I had that option selected, if I go back to home and I open this up and go to change default start page, top page and sidebar means right now, if I were to leave and come back, the example page is the page that would open. If I were to click and drag these pages, let's say I took this and dragged it up above that page, it says this will discard your previous manual sort in private. I'll switch to manual, that's fine. Now the productivity company page would be the first page that would open. So this is what I would see first if I had that selected. So you can do that in the home page. If you want to change that, you can also change it inside your settings. So if you go over to settings in the sidebar and we click on that button, we can actually change where it says startup, open on start. These are the same options, and you can see it has changed to top page and sidebar. So we can make that our home page, our last visited page, or our top page in the sidebar. For this tutorial, we'll just select home. And then if we were to exit out of this and then come back inside of Notion, then it would automatically go directly to the home page for us. And it saved all those settings as before. And so this is the layout we want. And that is how you set up your home page inside of Notion.